Welcome back, everybody, and good evening. Friday is, of course, evening when you're watching this. Hope you're ready for some more cognitive behaviour therapy. I've got my emotional support dog, and I've got my little book. So let's go in, shall we? Now, before we start this chapter, I want to talk about the last chapter. Identifying your thinking errors. If you remember, I struggled to think of examples. But after recording, I thought of one. On Friday, when I was giving blood, if you remember, I had a little thing there. Now I've just got a bruise. I remember saying to the nurse or doctor doing it, I didn't ask for their title. Do you mind if I look away? Because I'm not good with blood or needles. And they said no. I thought I was glad. And I talked a bit. Probably a bit more. And then she's saying, and for some reason, and well, for reasons I know, because I do this for stupid reasons, I interrupted her. Didn't mean to, but I did. And for the entire thing, even though I'm blabbering on about anything, can't remember what, it was just to take my mind off, the big needle going in here and drawing blood. I realised, I started myself, that woman probably hates my guts. And she's probably thinking about me suffering a whole fate for that rude thing I did, because I don't mean to. It's this stupid habit I have. I talk to people, they start talking, and suddenly this thought comes to my head, and it's like, it's got to come out right now. Now. Can't wait. Has to come out. And no matter how much I keep saying, I'm not going to do this, I end up doing it again, and again, and again. And I have no idea why, much as I keep saying I won't. But, if I'm being honest, that woman probably didn't even think about it that much. Probably hasn't thought about it since. Probably doesn't even remember. And now, on with the exercise. I should point out, it's going to be one chapter per video. That way it's short and sweet. And that way, people don't lose interest. And if you want to watch more, then you can watch more than one at a time. I think it's better this way. Right, so let's begin, shall we? See, we're on chapter 5. Number 5. Understanding how your thoughts affect you. We often think that the stressful events around us directly cause our negative or upset feelings, but in reality, negative changes in our mood, behaviour, and even how we feel physically are actually determined by our perceptions. What are some beliefs about such events? So with some practice, we can identify and change the thoughts that lead to negative feelings and behaviours. First, it is important to understand how our thoughts are affecting us, which is as easy as ABC. We'll see about that, shall we? Ooh, door diver. So let's go through it, shall we? The ABC model. A. Activating event. Stressful event that leads to negative emotions. Example, running late to pick up the kids from school. Ooh, that would be a horrible one, wouldn't it? I can imagine negative thoughts I have. I'll be thinking things like, my kids hate me. They think I'm useless. They probably wish their mother would leave me if she hasn't already and got on a better, cooler dad. That's probably what I'd be thinking if I was late picking up the kids from school. So let's go to B. Beliefs. Negative thoughts, assumptions, judgments, worries, demands on yourself and others. Actually, before we carry on, I just want to point out something I just did there. I invented a whole scenario in my head. That hasn't happened and will probably never happen. In the space of the seconds it took to read A in this book, I gave myself a wife. I gave myself some kids. They all hated me. My wife left me and was probably about to. All in the space of 3 seconds. Such is the power of negative thinking. Which is what I'm going this flipping book on. So, if you do this, and I doubt I'm the only one. Excuse me. Okay, just have a good think, okay? And let's stay on with this, shall we? Okay, the example of beliefs. Other parents will think I'm unreliable, I'm not able to cope for being late. I'm a bad parent, the kids will be upset. The second one I thought of, the first bit, I didn't. But yeah, the other parents would hate me as well. They'd probably say things like, "Good Lord, did you see him? He turned up late for his kids. Hope they take him away from him. Or I hope they leave him soon." And they probably all blank me. C. Consequences. What is the emotional, behavioural and physical consequence of thinking this way? Example, anxiety, anger, rushing, being snappy to the kids, heart racing, muscular tension, avoiding other parents at the school gate. Well, yes. I mean, if I was convinced, if I had kids and I'd probably be convinced they did hate me, then I probably would be snappy because I'd be thinking things to myself like, they hate me anyway, so what's the point in trying to be liked? I mean, these are the imaginary kids that don't exist, by the way. This is the power of negative thinking, as I keep saying. I've already decided that the kids that I don't have hate me. And when you think about it, that's really stupid. Sometimes I think my first girlfriend was on the same where she kept calling me stupid. But let's persist, shall we? The ABC model not only helps reinforce the causal relationship between beliefs and consequences, also shows us that consequences often strengthen and reinforce our beliefs, further maintaining our emotional discomfort. Sorry, people. Just had an intrusive thought. What, there's a monster underneath my bed, and as I lean my feet out, it decides to eat them. It's stupid, I know, but it's one that I can't help think about now, so I'm going to be sitting differently for now. Actually, it kind of looks better. It's not overly comfy, but it looks better. So let's go on to the exercise, shall we? I can't. Sorry, I'm going to have to take a chance. I'm sure the demon on the bed will tolerate my presence of my feet. Then again, if they smelled, I probably will stay away. That thought's in my head now. It's making it hard to concentrate. Right, no, let's just battle through this. Intrusive thoughts. Okay, let's do the exercise. Hello, intrusive thoughts. F off, intrusive thoughts. I'm giving you the finger. Now F off. Okay, and I'm back. Exercise 5.1. Stop, step back and observe. Try to better understand how your thoughts are affecting you emotionally, physically and behaviourally by filling in the A, B and C boxes opposite with a real life example. First, identify A, the activating event, and C, the consequences. B, your beliefs and thoughts may not be so obvious to start with. Okay, we have boxes here, I should point out, so let's have a look at that for a few seconds, shall we? In box A, believably describe an activating stress event that has occurred during the last month. In box C, make a note of the consequential feelings, behavioural and physical reactions that you experience in and around this event. In box B, note the beliefs about this event that you think led to this negative outcome. Ooh, I hate it when I ask for examples because I never think of them. Describe an activating stressful event that has occurred to me in the last month. Let's think now. I know. I mentioned this the other day in the video. Me getting my doctor appointment. That would be the example. I wrote down on the calendar Friday 8:30. It was Thursday at 8:20. So that would be the stressful event, missing it. In box C, even though it goes from A to B to C, it wants me to do C secondly. But so, unorthodox, but you know what? I'm going to do it. Excuse me. In box C, make a note of the consequential feelings, behavioural and physical reactions that you experience in and around this event. Okay, so firstly, I experienced self-loathing, otherwise known as hating oneself. I called myself names I probably shouldn't repeat on YouTube. And I had an imaginary argument with God about why I'm so stupid, even though I don't really believe in God. I don't think I do anyway. So yeah, I walked home and I brayed myself for most of the chance. Actually no, I also had an imaginary argument with my first girlfriend. That is how messed up I am, people. I need this book. I really do. Okay, in box B, note the beliefs about this event that I think led to this negative outcome. Well, firstly, I don't like myself. That is true, I'm afraid. Well, I do like myself, but I have a very low opinion of myself, which allows me to, say things to myself, horrible things to myself, think about horrible things. I mean, even though it's an easy mistake, Thursday, Friday, 8:20, 8:30, I put it down as a mistake that only I, or someone of my magnitude, could make. And that is exercise 5.1. You know how I got there, because I automatically thought the worst of myself, as I always flip and do. Right. It is helpful to note also how you would like to react the next time the same or similar stressful situation occurs. Visualizing and noting down your preferred outcome helps you to keep a clearer focus on your goals, strengthens your commitment to change and reach those goals. So answering the following question is very important. How would you prefer to feel and react the next time the same situation occurs? Well, that's an easy one. I'd like to be able to say, really, I missed it? Drat! Wish I hadn't missed that. Oh well, I'll just go home and be happy. That's how I'd like to react to it. Not, Jim, you're an absolute moron, why are you like this? By now you're able to understand how your thinking errors, negative thoughts and beliefs about offence are affecting you emotionally, behaviourally and physically. Now let's start changing them. And that, Bill, concludes chapter 5. Chapter 6 is a bloody long one. I ain't got the throat capacity to do that tonight, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do that next time. But until next time, I'm James. And you've been Cognitive Behavioural Therapy in with me. Bye.